Hey folks, how we doing today? It's me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel. And on the Lou Dobbs podcast, we got some definitely breaking news today. Now, we have been finding out more and more lately that there is actual checks wrote to Biden in the name of loan payments. But here in the last week or so, we have found out about two different checks, one for $200,000, one for $40,000, directly signed over to Joe Biden, which in turn vicariously come from no other place than China. And I'm sure that's the way it went for several different countries as this money laundering scheme went on. A real Chinese laundromat. That's what I'm talking about right now. What's really going on? They're starting to prove this through Biden's three aliases, email aliases, and following the smoking gun trail of Hunter Biden's brother, James Biden. They have been able to, the Congress has been able to obtain several more different directions and avenues to look down for more information involving Joe Biden directly.
Remember when Joe Biden told the American people that his son didn't make any money in China?
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China?
Well, not only did he lie about his son Hunter making money in China, but it also turns out that $40,000 in laundered China money landed in Joe Biden's bank account in the form of a personal check. And the Oversight Committee has it. Here's how Joe Biden benefited from his family's shady deal with CEFC, a Chinese Communist Party-linked company. It all began with a shakedown in the summer of 2017. When Hunter Biden sent a message to his CEFC associate demanding a $10 million capital payment. As Hunter Biden extorted this associate, Hunter claimed he was sitting with his father and that the Biden network would turn on his associate if he didn't pony up the money. The extortion scheme worked. Days later, $5 million flowed in from a Chinese affiliate of CEFC. Over the following 3 weeks, Biden family members made a series of complicated financial transactions to hide the source of the China money. Here's how that happened. First, Northern International Capital, a Chinese company associated with CEFC, wired $5 million to Hudson West 3, a joint venture established by Hunter Biden and a CEFC associate. Then Hudson West 3 sent $400,000 to an entity owned and controlled by Hunter Biden. Next, Hunter Biden wired $150,000 to Lion Hall Group, a company owned by James and Sarah Biden. Sarah Biden then withdrew $50,000 in cash from Lion Hall Group. Later the same day, she deposited it into her and James Biden's personal checking account. A few days later, Sarah Biden cut a check to Joe Biden for $40,000. The memo line of the check said loan repayment. Like the payment to Joe from AmeriCorps funds, it's certainly plausible that this payment where James and Sarah used funds from China was indeed a loan payment to Joe. But even if this $40,000 check was a loan repayment from James Biden, it still shows how Joe benefited from his family cashing in on his name, with money from China no less. Without his family peddling his name and his son threatening a CEFC associate with consequences that he said Joe Biden knew about, James wouldn't have had the money to write the $40,000 check to his brother Joe. It's also worth remembering that Biden family efforts to secure millions from this Chinese company began when Joe Biden was still vice president. In taking funds sourced to a CCP-linked company that wanted to advance China's interests, Joe Biden exposed himself to future blackmail and put America's interests behind his own desire for money. The House Oversight Committee will continue to follow the money and hold President Biden accountable for his corruption.
My glasses on, I got a little bit of reading to do for you, but stick around. Second video at the end kind of ties it all up as to where we're going next. Now, Mike Johnson the other day did say that he is not going to say that we are or we are not going to impeach Biden, but the trajectory does look like we are going to have to make a decision real soon, if you know what that means. All right, here we go. It says Comer, the Bidens to be served in days. That's the story. It says, in a recent interview with Lou Dobbs on the Great America Show, Chairman of the House Committee and Oversight and Accountability Committees, James Comer made a significant announcement regarding the investigation into Joe Biden's financial dealings. Comer said it was a matter of days before the Bidens are served. That's what I'm talking about. Hunter and Joe, put them both up there together. Comer stated during the interview that the House Oversight Committee has already subpoenaed Hunter Biden's bank records, which have provided direct evidence of Joe Biden himself benefited financially from his family's operations. Although the process has been arduous due to the large number of bank accounts associated with shell companies, the 20 LLCs or more, linked to the Biden's crime family.
We got the personal bank records, Lou. That's when we found the direct payments to Joe Biden. So I always suspected that when we would show those eras from China to the different shell companies to the Biden family members, I always felt like there was one more era that we didn't know because we didn't have the personal bank records. And that last era was to Joe Biden, and that's what we found.
And at this point, how soon do you believe you will subpoena Hunter Biden for those records, for all that you need to learn from him?
Well, we've subpoenaed his bank records, and we've gotten almost all the bank records in. And during the process of giving us more, it's been a long process because, Lou, he has so many bank accounts. He would have one shell company with a dozen bank accounts, which shows you're a business guy, Lou. I grew up watching you on CNN and other business shows. This isn't a legitimate business. This is a scam. They had different accounts. They laundered money. But because we've got these bank accounts in, we're very close to bringing in the Bidens. I would say it's a matter of days before they get served. We needed to have the bank records because now, if we didn't have those bank records, we couldn't say, Jim Biden, what is this $200,000 check to your brother Joe Biden? No one knew about that till we got the bank record. So we built up a case, and I think that we just about got enough bank records to where we can bring them in and ask them specific questions with specific hard evidence in the form of bank statements.